Hello, everyone. I apologize for the delay. We will get started here in a few minutes. Just having a few technical difficulties on my end. Once those are resolved, we will start today's open discussion. All right. Well, as we wait for the rest of the hosts to join the stream, let's go ahead and open up today. It's open discussion of various topics with reciting a prayer for spiritual workers. Prayer for spiritual workers. Almighty God, I bless all those who, because of their limitations, would smite me. Almighty God, I bless all those who, because of their weakness, would not heed me. Almighty God, I bless all those who, because of their ignorance, will defile you through me. And I ask, Almighty God, O wondrous power, that your strength may be given to me now, so that I might be fortified by this, so that I might go forward bravely into the world, and despite reception, send forth my love of thee throughout all races of man. Almighty God, give me the power and strength to rise above my karmic weakness, the deficiencies in the pattern of my evolution, so that I might evolve and become stronger, I, and even stronger in thy everlasting light. O God, thy will be done. All right, welcome everyone to another open discussions and various topics, class 134. Today we will continue with our review of chapter 9, the etheric bodies of expression. We'll pick up where we left off. We finished up last time and the Crown Psychic Vortex Center. And we will finish up by reviewing Adamic Man and the etheric bodies, even a bit more of a study into the etheric body. And this is in preparation for moving into our review of the Metaphysics 101 series on class 2. So if you go to the YouTube channel for Mystic Knowledge and under playlists, scroll down a bit, and you'll see the Metaphysics 101 playlist. We'll be covering class 2 next time. So next Sunday, Mr. Nehemiah Davis and I will be attending a seminar. So we won't have class next Sunday, and that'll be April 30th. But May 7th, we will come back. And when we do come back, we will pick up with class 2. That'll give you about 2 weeks to review both classes, 101, class 1, 101, class 2, and collect any questions or comments you may have, and we will be glad to address those for you. So again, if you go to the Mystic Knowledge YouTube channel and click on playlists and Metaphysics 101, you'll see these 2 classes there, which were given about 10 years ago. You're going to review class 2 on May 7th. We'll start with class 2. and maybe spend a couple of classes reviewing the first 30 minutes of lecture material. I'll go through a transcript of what Nehemiah says in that lecture, as well as additional diagrams and illustrations to help us understand the material. And then we'll move on to another set of lectures from the earlier years. Maybe the Tantra Yoga lecture series or one of the others. I'll know as we get closer to finishing up Metaphysics 101, which series we'll move into next, and I'll let everybody know as well, and to allow you time to participate, to watch the videos, take any notes and questions, and then come back to the discussion. So we didn't have any questions emailed to us, but if there are any questions or comments from those of you in the audience, and welcome everyone just joining us. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the chat throughout today's session, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Okay. Also, I wanted to remind everyone to make use of the mysticknowledge.org website. So on our website, you know, there are plenty of books and resources made available for you in the ebook library that you can download and read as well. I know I mentioned some time ago that I'll be doing an audiobook, continuing the study sessions series, where I'll be reading out books from selected authors and then do in-depth study of them during the study sessions. We'll continue that after we come back from the seminar in May. But you don't have to wait for me. You can go to the website, click through the ebook library links, and download all these texts which are made available for you for free. Study them. And at any time you have any questions or comments about them, or have any would like us to cover a particular author's body of works or a particular text, we'll be all too happy to do that for you. As you can see here, Sir Arthur Avalon, we have a series on Serpent Power, Secrets of Tantric and Shakti Yoga. So if you go, you can download the text, you can read it. It's a bit of an advanced text, but you can read through it and come back to our channel, and you can see here, the Serpent Power, there is a playlist dedicated specifically to that book, a series of lectures, actually almost 20 lectures that Nehemiah gave on specifically on this book. And if you would like us to do text or subject specific lectures like this in the future, let us know and we'll be happy to do that for you. I will not be covering this lecture when we do a review of earlier classes. But if you'd like us to review it again or go over it again, or as you're reviewing the series and you have questions or comments about it, we'll be happy to answer those for you. Then if there are no questions as yet, I'll give you guys a few minutes to formulate your thoughts and type out your questions if there are any. All right. So as we do have quite a bit of text to cover, and I did want to finish up today, I can start a little early. And reviewing the text. Usually I'll leave that for the second hour of our session, but how do I hide this taskbar? No. Collapse the ribbon. No, there we go. Usually I'll wait for the second half of our session to move into the text we can study, to leave the floor open for anyone who has any questions or comments. But I can start a little early if there are no questions as yet. But if you do have any questions or questions come up as we're going through the material, since it doesn't necessarily have to relate to what we're reviewing right now, it can be any subject material within the realm of metaphysics or occult science, and we can answer those for you. Yeah, I don't have any questions in the email. Demai, did you receive any questions for this week?
No, not. I only got personal questions, no class questions.
Okay. All right, in that case, let's go right into it. Again, this is chapter 9, the etheric bodies of expression, and this is an extract from the Mystic Constitution of Man text that Mr. Davis is authoring. And we're studying this chapter, again, to prepare us for a deeper dive into the Metaphysics 101 lecture series. And as I'm going through the class 2 and transcribing the information and collecting the notes, I felt it would be very beneficial to us to enter a deeper discussion on the material covered in that series with some knowledge of the etheric body, or the etheric bodies of our expression. So last time we covered the heart center, the throat center, the Christ center, and the crown center. And then we're going to pick up here with Adamic man, etheric body. Now there is a series of lectures where Nimai goes in deeper dive into the Adamic man and the history of Earth and of humanity. It is in the series where he covers the teachings of Madame Blavatsky. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Actually, I don't think we recorded that one, because that was when I first started attending. I remember that was one of the first lectures I attended, so I don't think I was recording at that time. Insanity, missing this detail. No, I don't think it's here. Actually, it may be. Okay, yes, actually, excerpts from it is included. Let me swap share really quick so I can show you what I'm looking at. So there is a huge playlist with like 44 videos in there. I really should go through this and clean it up a bit and organize it better, and I will. But it's called the 21 Lessons of Metaphysics, the Foundation of Mystics. And let me go back and show you. 20 Lessons, Foundations of the Mystic and Yogic Teachings. I think at the time, many years ago, the videos, I couldn't figure out where to put them or create them playlists for them, were kind of shuffled into here. So I won't tell you to go through this 44 videos and find the information that we're talking about. But Man and His Bodies, his videos is part of it here. Mystic Constitution of Man, there's several videos in here. And I'm going to go through this playlist, clean it up a bit, expand other playlists. But there are a lot of gems in here from 9, 10, 11, even 12 years ago when we first started recording the classes. So you'll have to forgive me. The equipment was not up to the standard that many of you are used to today, or the production quality, both audio and video. But there are many lectures in this playlist from different teachers, most of them from Mr. Davis, but we have other guest lecturers who came in as well. That you're welcome to review, but over the next few weeks, I'm going to clean up this playlist and maybe just keep the specific 21 lessons in the respective open discussion series in here, move the Ayurveda class to its own playlist, Mystic Knowledge of the Chakras and so forth, move it to its own playlist. So if you do decide to go through this playlist and watch the videos, know that it'll be changing over the next few weeks as I clean it up a bit. Again, Jesus' Life, Death, Resurrection, I'll move that into its own playlist as well. Ancient Methods of Self-Development, look at the systems of Laya and Tantra Yoga. I believe in one of these lectures, a couple of practices were given that you can use in your spiritual development. The Sabda Body, this is a good one. The Signatures of Consciousness. This is part of the Tantra Yoga series, class 3 in that series. So there's quite a bit in here that you can review. But know that this will be changing over the next couple of weeks. So you can stay tuned for that if you wish. And when I finish cleaning this up, I'll let everybody know. And we'll probably review several of these classes as well as we go over earlier teachings. So there's actually a Life Beyond Death lecture here. Actually, a couple of Life Beyond Death lectures in here. And we just covered that information. So you're welcome to go back and review this and get an even deeper dive into that information. There's quite a lot here. Okay. How to purify and read the aura, energizing your imagination and visualization. I think a couple of aura cleansing and charging practices given in my case, maybe a couple of them in this one as well. Psychic development and mental illness. This was a good one as well. Had a lot of questions in that one. But I think I ran out of recording medium in that one. That's why it's a short lecture. Anyway, plenty for you to look through. All right, so let's go back to today's reading. Before I jump into this, are there any questions, any comments? All right. Adamic man, etheric body. The etheric body is an ancient body to this earth, being that it is one of the primary bodies used by the ancient Adamic man and or the Brahmin's race of men here on this earth for almost 3 billion years. According to legend, the physical world of Earth worked in close proximity with the etheric planes or realms, mainly because there were no lower astral realms to cause distortion between the physical and etheric realms of Earth. The Adamic man's consciousness resided at the heart psychic center, the Anahata chakra. This heart chakra was the base chakra for the Adamic man. All right, so if you think about that, for us, for humanity at present, our consciousness resides at the Muladhara, the base, and the sex center. But for Adamic man, their base and where their consciousness resides is at the heart center. So you can imagine the difference in levels of consciousness in which the Adamic man operated upon. Let's mention the next sentence. The Adamic man's consciousness operated from an adeptship level. The entire physical realm had vibrated to a physical, mental, etheric level of existence. The Theosophical teachings describe this in some of their books, like H.P. Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrines, where she states that the physical life forms of the Adamic race appear to be very physical on the outside, but etheric on the inside, or had an etheric internal organ system. The Adamic race of men were so spiritually advanced that they began to fuse the gross physical realms with the etheric realms, giving them access to a huge amount of subtle energies. For members of the Ethereal Society to get a better understanding of what Nehemiah is saying in that last couple of sentences, I would invite you to review the latest lecture given in the members audio series. The Master Dr. George King talks about the Gatha people and the technology they have in being able to shift their entire planet and all matter upon it to higher realms and the benefits that come with being able to do such a thing. That'll give you an idea of the huge amounts of subtle energies that were made available to the Adamic men in being able to fuse the gross physical realms with the etheric realms. The etheric body, or bodies, is closer to the auric body. The etheric body is one of the main subtle bodies of man and one of the highest subtle bodies. The soul formulates several configurations of the etheric body to exist on several realms of existence. The mind and energy configuration used to create the etheric body came from the upper chakra system, where the energy levels are of a higher spiritual quality and are more accessible to utilize for various levels of operation. Because of the high vibrational configuration of the heart, throat, and Christ chakra mind energies and vital energies used to create the etheric bodies, the etheric body is designed to utilize the unlimited power that the auric body has access to, which is the power of the cosmos that the auric body pulls on for the soul to carry out its mission. Remember, the auric structure is indestructible and known as a traveling body of the soul, and it operates at a high capacity for eons. Now, again, for Well, we'll get to that later. All right, so in table 9.2, we have a description of the chakras that constitute the etheric body, its petals, the major pranas and corresponding mahabhutas, tattvic rays, and the loka or realm. So we start at the heart psychic center at the Anahata chakra. The heart psychic center, it has 12 petals. And its major pranas at the heart center is apana, vyana, samana, and 100% prana. The mahabhutas are prithivi, apas, tijas, and vayu. 54 tattvic rays, and its realm is the Mahara Loka. And number 2, we come to the throat psychic center of the Vishuddha chakra, with 16 petals. There is pranas of Vayu, Samana, Prana, and mostly Udana. It's Mahabhutas, Apas, Tijas, Vayu, and Akasha. Consisting of 72 tattvic rays, and its loka is the Jana Loka. Number 3, we come to the Christ psychic center, the Ajna chakra. It's 2 petals. Its major prana is Manas. Its Mahabhutas are the tattvic rays. There's 64 tattvic rays, and its realm is the Tapo Loka. And then we come to the crown psychic center, Sahasrara chakra, with 1,000 petals, and it's all the tattvic rays. And its realm is the Avatar Loka. The etheric body is the higher subtle body of man. The etheric body is one of the higher subtle spiritual bodies. Its main source of power comes from the configuration of energies radiating from the upper chakras, such as the heart chakra and above. When properly developed, they are the centers of consciousness for the adepts, masters, avatars, and eventually the ascended masters and cosmic masters. In describing the etheric body, we must reference the ancient mystic teachings that describes the upper chakras as the levels of consciousness that ancient Adamic men operated from when they lived and occupied the Mother Earth over 18.6 million years ago. The ancient Adamic man's base of the spine chakra was the heart chakra. They were born operating from an adept level of consciousness. There, the Adamic man's physical body utilized the Vajra Nadi flow of energy substances that forms the diamond-like etheric exterior material that surrounds and encases the sacred power that flows through Sushumna. The Adamic man's body operated on a gross physical etheric level where they were easily able to move between the realms of existence because they had access to the tremendous flow of energies passing through and being utilized by the one Sushumna to the four upper chakras, and 3, the auric body envelope of cosmic energies. The ancient teachings of Tantra Sastra and Mantra Sastra tells us that the Vajra energy configuration is utilized as the crystal diamond-like substance that is made up from the Ojas energy substance. This is an aspect of the Kundalini power, and in our current human body, it creates a mini corridor or wall of protection for the concentrated sacred subtle energies that resides and flows through the Sushumna nadis to safely travel freely from the base and sex centers to the head region. According to these ancient teachings, this Vajra substance was not only used to protect the spinal column and Sushumna of the Adamic man, but also the exterior substance of the physical and etheric bodies, This gave a tremendous energy source to the ancient Adamic man's body, which gave them access to the spiritual energies and powers of the upper chakra system that allowed them to operate from the multiple realms of existence of the heart chakra, throat chakra, Christ chakra, and crown chakra. So if I'm understanding this correctly, that hard diamond-like substance that surrounds the inner channel of Sushumna that same substance was used to, or the Adamic man, their bodies were built out of that same diamond-like substance, hence allowing them to have a complete or 100% flow of the Kundalini energy throughout their entire body, as opposed to a small percentage like we have now.
Yes, and as the body, as one advances and move into the ascendant body, that's one of the things that the avatars can use. Their etheric body is almost indestructible, which allows them to move from one plane of existence to the next through the realms.
So did their bodies not have an Ida, Pingala, and Nadi system as we know ours, but was composed of the Nadis of Sushumna?
Well, it's still all the Nadis come from Sushumna. You got to remember that. All the Nadis, but what they began to do is vibrate to a different level, create different pathways, and allow the Nadis to work at its full capacity.
Okay.
That's why you see they say the avatar has no aura.
Right.
So the etheric body becomes that aura, and then we know that the auric body is indestructible. So the avatar have moved to that level, where they are, even if you manage to destroy their body, they can create another body right away.
And everyone, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the chat. I should be able to see all of your comments. I should be able to see the chat come in live. So if you do have any questions or comments, please post them in the chat and we'll answer them for you. Okay. And continuing on, because of the Vajra Nadi flow of energy configuration, the Adamic man was able to operate on multiple realms of existence consciously. This means the following, according to yogi mystic ancient teachings. The Adamic man was born with advanced psychic senses, which included all listed 10 senses of man. And for a list of all the 10 senses, I would invite you to look at our shared folder. So if you're on YouTube, you look in the description, you'll see a link to our Google Drive shared folder. And in that folder, you'll see diagrams from previous lectures and that we've covered in open discussions. And you'll see some talking about the 10 senses. Number 2, the Adamic man lived for thousands of years in one body because of the Vajra energy flow and Ojaz, vitality life fluid, used to build the physical body of the Adamic man. Number 3, the Adamic man was able to consciously will the power of Kundalini up and down the spinal column or Sushumna Nadi because the mental, subtle structure of the Sushumna did not need the triple protection of the Kali Yuga, the triple protection that the Kali Yuga man has today. The Adamic man didn't have astral distortion as we do because the astral realms did not exist in the days of the Adamic man. They utilized the etheric realms of Earth. The Earth was highly magnetic because of the higher spiritual realms and consciousness that the Adamic man was operating on. And you'll see this as common throughout not only the solar system, but on many other planets and many other systems. But if we just look at our solar system, for example, the gross physical realm that humanity inhabits and operates upon here is left vacant on Mars, Venus, and so on. The cosmic beings that inhabit those planets inhabit the higher etheric realms. So when we, for example, on the gross physical realm operating at this level of consciousness, look out through our telescope or our instruments and we view these other planets, we're viewing their gross physical realm. But those realms are abandoned, are vacated by those beings. When those beings want to be revealed to us, they have to come down to the realms and inhabit bodies that allow them to operate on this physical realm, gross physical realm that we are. They have to, in other words, come down through the astral distortion down to the physical realm, and which would allow us to view and interact with them. But they inhabit the higher etheric realms of their particular planet. That's correct, Nimai?
Right, that's correct.
Yeah. The Vajra effect. Let us look closer at the Vajra effect without the astral distortion of the lower chakras, which exist on the lower frequency of mind and vital energies. During the days of the Adamic man, the Vajra effect that contains this sacred energy flow on the lower chakras within the spinal column / Sushumna channels was not necessary. All right, so that's referring to the solar plexus, sex center, and base center, okay? For the Adamic man, the base chakra was at the heart chakra and empowered from the etheric realms. It would appear that the Adamic man shared the power of the Vajra Nadi, diamond-like power flow, which allowed the Adamic man human structure to take in a tremendous amount of subtle spiritual energies from the upper chakras. The Vajra Nadi power structure has the ability to contain very high levels of spiritual energies, which move in and out of the 4 major upper chakras along the spinal column, which are as follows, but not limited to. So something I don't think it's the illustration is here in this text, but to help understand which particular nadis is referring to when you're looking about the Sushumna and the layers of the Sushumna, there is several diagrams. It may be in the shared folder. I don't remember the exact name of the diagram where the anatomy of Sushumna is described, and each layer of I believe it comes from pulled from the Serpent Power, but in the notes that Nimai takes even further and not only names each of the layers of Sushumna, but also gives a description of them. And I apologize, I don't have that diagram queued up today, but you can go back into our shared folder and you can find the diagrams, multiple diagrams actually, where each of the layers of Sushumna are both illustrated and defined, and their function is described as well in those diagrams. So having that along here will help you to understand, at least visually, to see which layers are being referred to in Sushumna, and this text here goes even deeper into that than those initial diagrams were able to. So heart chakra, or the heart psychic vortex center, Anahata chakra. It's located in the chest area of the body center of mass at the breastbone area. This vortex center of subtle energies gives meaning by subscribing multiple energy configurations that express themselves as a series of structural forms that feed off each other in order to utilize the subtle cosmic energies as subtle vehicles of consciousness. The throat psychic vortex center, Vishuddha chakra, located in the throat area of the body, in the center of the neck region. It is the energy center of the fourth aspect of sonic power from the power of Kundalini. On the most basic level, it allows embodied consciousness in the gross physical body with the ability to translate mental thoughts into gross sound. With this chakra, when this chakra is fully activated, with a controlled rise of Kundalini, the embodied consciousness is freed with a risen state of supra-conscious mind and with the ability to operate on multiple realms of consciousness in a supra state of consciousness. Number 3, Christ Psychic Vortex Center, the Ajna chakra, located in the forehead region in the center position of the forehead. In most circles of mystic teachings, it is known as the third eye. In addition, where all three main types of nadi, subtle energy flows, terminates into an energy configuration that acts as a command center. Right? It's about the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna energy flow. If you use a collection of diagrams in the shared folder, I believe it's in 2021 folder, where an illustration of the mystic constitution of man is given, particularly Sushumna, Ida, Pingala, Nadi's flows, and you'll see that the those three Nadi lines of force terminate, go from the Christ all the way down to the base, as well as descriptions of the pranas and where they flow throughout the human auric structure. And number 4, wait, did I finish reading that? Terminates. When this vortex center is fully activated within a controlled flow of Kundalini power, the basic consciousness is absorbed into the super consciousness, and the person becomes a master and eventually an avatar. Number 4, the crown psychic vortex center, Sahasrara chakra. This chakra is located at the top of the head, the crown psychic vortex center. And in the Sanskrit ancient language, its name is the Sahasrara chakra. The Sahasrara chakra is the 7th major chakra aligned with the 6 major chakras on the spinal column. Sahasrara chakra sits above the other major chakras along the spinal column in an elevated position and it's described as 1,000 petals of infinite knowledge and power. This vortex center is famous for having 1,000 petals or bijas, which is seed mantras or seed levels of, sorry about that. So it's famous for having 1,000 petals bijas, which is seed mantras or seed sounds, creative sound vibrations that has megabits of mind and vital energies. The heart chakra is an adeptship level when fully activated. The throat chakra level, when fully activated, is part adeptship and part mastership of earth energies and matter, which gives the yogi master the ability to karmically visit other planets through etheric projection. The Christ chakra level is an avatar level of mastery. This level of consciousness is where the yogi karmically begins to absorb the largest portion of the auric envelope back within the etheric body to fuel its operational existence. In addition, the avatar master at the Christ chakra conscious level has the ability to move the conscious existence to the crown chakra level and become an ascended master of Earth, and officially become a member of the spiritual hierarchy of the Mother Earth. Now let us review the mechanics of this theory based on the ancient mystic teachings of Tantra Sastra and Mantra Sastra teachings. Yogis are taught to condition the body and mind to receive, manage, and maintain the sacred Kundalini power at the base of the spine chakra and the concentrated powers, Shakti, contained behind and within the triple walls of Sushumna, where these sacred energies reside. These sacred energies are used to calibrate, open, and close the vortex centers known as the chakras. Once the yogi has conditioned his mind and body to receive this tremendous flow of sacred power, he or she can awaken the dormant Kundalini power at the base of the spine, Muladhara chakra. This sacred power of sound vibration has the ability to mentally control the powers of Kundalini. With the techniques of Tantra Sastra and Mantra Sastra compounded with the mental tools of concentration, contemplation, and meditation, we can fully awaken and control the Kundalini power dormant at the base of the spine. All right, I would invite you to review both lectures and a series of lectures given by Dr. George King and Nehemiah Davis by the same title, Concentration, Contemplation, Meditation. So if you go to the Theater Society website, there's a lecture titled Concentration, Contemplation, Meditation given by Dr. George King that you can purchase. And if you look back in previous videos, there are several videos that Nehemiah has given on the very same subject. These techniques eventually give us the ability to drive this Kundalini power up the Sushumna channel, to manage this sacred power, to calibrate the seed mantras and stored light, to heighten and open the consciousness to the superconscious mind at the various levels of the chakra consciousness, and the ability to close the chakra vortex centers as the sacred energies are withdrawn back into the sacred Sushumna channel, only to move to the next higher levels of the chakra. So I had marked this in red because I had thought we would stop there, but I will continue. But before that, I want to show this diagram that I mentioned earlier. Nehemiah just emailed to me. Thank you, Nehemiah. Let me pull that up really quick. Yeah, so these diagrams should look familiar to everyone. All right. This one is entitled The Seven Chakras and Sushumna Diagram. I will confirm after today's session that this exact same collection of diagrams, this 5-page diagram, is in the shared folder and under the same title. If not, then I will upload it or update it. And this one we talks about the chakra system. So as we're looking at Adamic man, for Adamic man, let me switch to the mouse point. Their base started here at the heart, and you can see here at the heart is where the higher etheric realms begins. Their base was here, and they existed upon these realms here. But and in this collection diagram, here is the Sushumna Nadic flow, and I was talking about when Nehemiah illustrates and describes the anatomy of the Sushumna Nadi. And so here you can see what we were just talking about, the Vajra Nadi, the first layer of Nadic vibrations within Sushumna Nadi is called the Vajra Nadi, a conduit inside the central channel that extends from the genital region to the head region. The Vajra Nadi is described as a hard substance like diamonds, hard but lustrous with the light and the power of thunderbolts. It is said this layer of the Nadis, the Vajra Nadi, is the place where the sexual energy Ojas connects to the brain. Ojas is the highest form of base physical manifested energy in the human body, which is concentrated form of semen. So here, so it's talking about the illustration where it shows the anatomy of the Nadi, of the Sushumna Nadi, and the Vajra Nadi is here within Sushumna, and it was of this hard diamond-like substance, which encased the Tirtra and the Brahma Nadi, in which the Adamic man's bodies were composed. And so I'll make sure that this is in the, well, I know it is in the shared folder, but I'll just confirm to make sure it is titled 7 Chakras and shown in the diagram, because in this there are additional diagrams. If you remember, I also used this when we were covering the distortions in the aura, and also looking at life beyond death. And we covered this part of this page as well, and we're looking at the levels of consciousness, and we're also in our life beyond death talks as well. Okay. All right, so before I continue on, do we have any questions, comments? Are you guys feeling like this is a little too much? Do you want to take a break, or do you want to keep going? I can keep going. All right, remove this. Some share. See, I only have a couple more pages to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's continue on. Now, the auric body is the structure to house the 108 chakras and the over 200,000 nadi pathways connecting all the chakras together. The chakra system consists of major, minor, and minute chakras. It is reported to have the major chakras have at least 21 nadis intersecting through it. The minor chakras have 14 nadis intersecting through it, and the minute chakras have 7 nadis intersecting through it as well. The heart chakra powers the etheric body. The etheric body receives most of its power from the heart chakra, throat chakra, Christ chakra, and upper trunk area of Sushumna and crown chakra. The heart chakra offers the etheric body the power or balance, the strength, and the ability to have a universal balance of power with the ability to transfer any level of subtle energies that operates through this vortex center of consciousness and vital energies. This balance works for any level of energies that will be passing through the heart vortex center, whether it is mind energies or vital energies. Okay, I'll stop right before the table because I remember why that marker was there now. The throat chakra powers the etheric body. The throat chakra vortex center power gives the etheric body an almost indestructible structure from its energy configuration and efficiency of energy utilization than all the other chakras below it. At this level of consciousness, the throat chakra's system of operations allow for a high degree of manifesting mental subtle energies into all the gross realms of existence, from the mental, etheric, astral, and physical realms. The throat chakra translates mental thoughts into gross sounds that molds matter on the mental realms, etheric realms, the astral realms, and the physical realms. Gross sonic vibrational energies have the unique ability to shape and mold subtle energies into the mental vital patterns being produced and projected by the sacred sonic sound vibrations of consciousness on any realm of existence it is operating from. It is at the throat chakra level where the Kundalini power of adepts or masters can consciously raise the full power of Kundalini to the throat chakra, which gives them the ability to project the etheric body outside the Earth atmosphere to other planetary bodies with karmic permission. The Christ chakra powers the etheric body. The Christ chakra vortex center offers the etheric body avatar levels of power over all aspects of energy and matter on multiple realms of existence, while under full superconscious mind control. The Christ chakra level of consciousness allows the soul to consciously operate on multiple realms of existence simultaneously, bringing about an avatar status. At this level of superior consciousness, the vehicles of expression on the various realms of existence is virtually indestructible and can phase in and out of any plane of existence by reconfiguring the subtle energy structures to fit the various realms of existence that the avatar chooses to operate upon. Another power earned at this level is the avatar master can consciously utilize the full power of the auric envelope, making this avatar body the type that is close to the ascended body, or that's closest to the ascended body. The auric envelope power that is being utilized by the avatar master to consciously help to structure a highly sophisticated human structure at this level of advanced superconscious mind. The Christ avatar consciousness is fully aware of the karmic pressures that shapes the laws at play on these conscious realms of existence, and they understand the importance of following the divine laws that are governing the situations of any present moment. We are told that the avatar master has presence, after master state of presence and power, that is, he or she will strictly follow strictly loyal to work within the confined laws of karma. Okay. The Jumna channels powers the etheric body. Another power the etheric body is afforded is by the tremendous flow of energies passing through the Sushumna channel. The most recognizable power is the Vajra Nadi flow of energy configuration that creates a crystal diamond-like etheric exterior surface that strengthens the structure of the etheric body, giving it an almost indestructible structure. Finally, the crown chakra powers the etheric body. The crown chakra level of consciousness is something out of this world. It is here that the master becomes a master of masters, meaning he or she goes through the glory of ascension and becomes an ascended master and part of the spiritual hierarchy of earth, if they so choose to be so. At the throat level of mastership, the master realizes the importance of strictly following divine laws of karma. Because at this level of development, he knows and clearly understands the laws of action, which is primarily the laws of karma. Okay. All right, table 9.5, the functions of the psychic centers of consciousness. We have the Muladhara chakra, start out at the base of the spine, psychic center. There's a first movement towards self-consciousness. Of that, there are 56 realms to conquer, 56 realms to overcome. And it belongs to the Granti, the Rudra Granti, not. So the 56 and the 62 of the sex center, those realms make up the 118 realms of the Rudra Granti. So like I mentioned, the sex center, or the Svadhisthana chakra, is the residence of basic consciousness. It has 62 realms, and those two together make the 118 realms of consciousness. Next, we have the solar plexus psychic center, the Manipura chakra. It's a transference of power to free mind and body. It has 52 realms. And then the heart psychic center, the Anahata chakra. And there it is establishing meaning to the vehicles of consciousness. And there it has 54 realms, and totaling the 106 realms of the Vishnu Granti. And next we have the throat psychic center, Vishuddha chakra, and is manifesting the mental realms to the physical world. It has 72 realms located there. And at the Christ psychic center, the Ajna chakra, is the command center of all levels of consciousness. There it has 64 realms, and there it has the 136 realms that constitute the Brahma Granti. And then finally, we come to the crown psychic center, the Sahasrara chakra. It's the full dissolution of consciousness, and it is an infinite number of realms, and as well as for both that and the Granti. And finally, we have table 9.6, the stages of psychic spiritual development. At the base of the spine psychic center, the Muladhara chakra, with its 56 realms to conquer, at this stage, it is a basic student level of consciousness. Number 2, the sex psychic center is Svadhisthana chakra, 62 realms there. And at that level, the psychic levels of the students begin to grow. At the solar plexus psychic center, the Manipura chakra, with its 52 realms, at that stage, it is a new adept of psychic and spiritual energies. Number 4, the heart psychic center, the Anahata chakra. And with its 54 realms at that level, it becomes operating as an adept of psychic and spiritual energies. Number 5, the throat center, the Vishuddha chakra. Its 72 realms are at the level of a master of psychic and spiritual energies. At the Christ psychic center, the Ajna chakra, with its 64 realms, are an avatar of psychic and spiritual energies. And at number 7, the crown psychic center, the Sahasrara chakra, This realm is an infinite number of realms, and you are an ascended master of psychic and spiritual energies. I think we'll stop there. Page 11. Are there any questions? Was there anything you wanted to add, Nehemiah? We close out today's session.
No, unless there's any questions. We could, on that chart right there, we could do an accumulation on 9-6 of the rims to conquer.
Uh-huh.
You could do another column.
I mean, like right here.
Yeah. Because in a lot of the ancient texts, they refer to it. Well, they usually refer to the first 118 rims in order to move into a depth shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking with this book here that we should comb through the diagrams and add a lot of the diagrams to this particular book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, because there's a ton of diagrams
Mm-hmm.
that I did over the last decade or two. They refer back to this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll help people understand more. And most people get lost when you start talking about the dissolution of consciousness.
Yeah, so having more illustrations to
Yeah.
depict that would help a lot. All right, so are there any final questions you guys may have before we close out today's session? So remember, next time we will pick up with class 2. We'll pick up with class 2 of the Metaphysics 101 playlist. I think we'll do the first 30 minutes or so of covering the transcript and up-to-date diagrams and illustrations. And that'll take us a couple of classes, and then after we finish that, we'll move into another. Or actually, there may be a class 3 and 4 of this series in that 21 lessons playlist. So we may actually finish up this. We actually take the Metaphysics 101 series may actually carry us out for a couple of classes, for several classes. So stay tuned for that. I'll make the announcement as we get back to class 2, and you'll probably see a couple more classes added to this playlist here for us to review. So if there are no more questions and comments, then let's close out today's session with reciting the New Lord's Prayer as usual. But if you do have any questions or comments, you feel free to email them to us. And we will, you can delineate in your email whether or not you're okay with us answering the question in the next open discussion, or if you'd rather have them answered privately. All right. Okay, so no more questions. Let's adopt the prayer mudra. The new Lord's Prayer. O divine and wondrous Spirit, O everlasting Lord of hosts, send forth now through me thy great and lasting power. Allow me, Almighty God, the lasting privilege of radiating to all the world thy great love, so that those who suffer may be given the power and energy to rise above their weaknesses. Almighty God, in great humility do I ask you to send forth your power, to give to me this great lasting privilege of being a channel, so that my suffering brothers may be helped and guided and healed and lifted into thy light, so that they who know not may look up, and in doing so receive for their higher selves your divine counsel. Almighty God, this day have you granted me a divine privilege. I ask you now to give to me the strength, so that never again will I turn from my inner vision of you. Oh, great peace, great peace, great peace. In praise of your greatness, O God, doth my soul sing. Grant it energy to sing on forever and forever. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for your kind attendance and participation. If you remember, next week, April 30th, Nimai and I will be attending a seminar out of town, so there will be no class then. But next week, May 7th, Sunday, May 7th, we'll resume class, and we'll be picking up with Metaphysics 101 Class 2 lecture. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful 2 weeks, and we'll see you next time. Take care.